Hello, my name is Levi, and this is the Wax Poetic Podcast. So, what is this? Well, I just love hearing people telling stories. And the one thing that seems to be in common with everyone's lives is music. And just hearing a song or any bit of music can pull up memories of time and place and the people that were around when you first heard it. And that context is something that I'm just really interested in. So I want to hear these stories of the music that basically makes up the soundtrack of people's lives. And how this works is every episode I'll have on a guest to talk about an album that has some kind of meaning to them. It may not even be their favorite album or favorite artist or band or whatever, or even something that they listen to very much, just something that has some meaning to them. And hopefully, I'll learn something about people. We'll hear some stories and maybe even find some new music to listen to. So, I'm going to be the first to share a quick story here. When I was about 7 or 8, my family was visiting my grandmother, and me and my older brothers were just being bored or whatever while we were there. And we had this older cousin that lived with my grandmother, and so for whatever reason we were just hanging out in his room, and he wasn't there, so it was just me and my brothers just looking through his stuff. And they started poking through his records, seeing what he had, and he had a lot of metal. And my brothers were, at some point were talking and saying, well, if you play metal backwards you can hear the devil talking. And because that's just the sort of thing that people said about metal back then, and they probably still do. But so they grab one and they put it on and try it out. Why not? Because who doesn't want to hear the devil talking? And I remember exactly what record it was. It was Iron Maiden's Live After Death. And that album cover was, forever just burned into my memory at that moment. It's just a very iconic album cover to begin with. So they put the album on and I got scared and left the room. Apparently, 7 or 8-year-old me didn't care to hear the devil that day. So, years later, I turned into a full-on metal kid. If music didn't have some distorted guitar in it, I was just like, well, just throw that away because it's garbage. But thankfully, as I got older, my sphere of musical taste, grew. But as it happens, Iron Maiden's Live After Death album became one of my favorite albums of all time. I listened to this thing countless times. But, in all those times of listening, I still have never heard the devil talking in it. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. Now, the first actual episode will be out on Monday, this coming Monday, and then a new episode every other Monday after that, at least for the time being. And I guess here is a sample of, what goes on in a typical episode.
Well, yeah. See, I really love orange juice, so that's where I really connected with Lord. I was like,
obviously,
this person who is also a teenager drinks orange juice, and that was what hit home for me.
Where that's the one where he's chatting with the person, he doesn't care if it's likely just a Nigerian scammer.
Oh, yes. Yes. I did love the lyrics of that one. It's like, you know what? Even if you are a Nigerian scammer, whatever, you've made me feel good for the day. So
right.
It's fine. It's fine. Whoever you are, thank you.
It's all very, very sad. Like, you'll always catch me with a bottle of wine, like on my bathroom floor in the dark, just listening to this album. If I'm ever going through
This is like what time. You do, Just like, hey.
It's like,
if I can't have you, I'm going to go drink some wine in the bathroom.
Oh, man. I hope none of my ex-boyfriends hear this.
Oh, they're gonna. I'm going to make sure. That's the core audience here, is your ex-boyfriends. So please check us out every other week, and also go ahead and follow us on Facebook at Wax Poetic Podcast.